Good evening to all of you. I'm glad to be back with you, and today I want to talk about vineyards. We're going to actually visit with Fernando Franco, our vineyard manager here on the estate. But before we do so, I just want to give you, as I promised, an update on last week's threat that we have about potential frost. We actually did have frost in the night between Tuesday and Wednesday. During the day on Tuesday, actually, the weather was beautiful, was sunny, but the wind was very, very strong from the northwest, very chilling. And the forecast actually originally was that the wind would stay through the night, a nice gentle light breeze, which means if that's the case, we don't experience frost. Yet the temperature we're calling for 31 degrees. Our hope was that indeed the forecast was accurate, but in any case, we're always ready for any small change in forecast. And sure enough, Wednesday morning, about 3 in the morning, until 3 in the morning, some cloud moved in, therefore slowing down the radiation of heat. The wind also stopped. So by 3 o'clock or so, the cloud cover moved over, and open sky, full moon. We lost a lot of heat very quickly from the ground. We dropped from 42 degrees to 34 degrees in less than 45 minutes. At that point, very quickly, we all were on deck, and we activated our support from windmills, a few smudge pots that you will see, 3 portable heaters spread through the vineyard. We were able, using also all this measure, to limit the damage to virtually a very, very small number of buds. I was able to find a couple, but I really had to look through quite a bit of plants. And that happened in particular in a vineyard a bit lower location. On this higher location, actually, we stay warmer all night. We didn't even have to light the smudge pots to produce some more heat. So it's a great report. I'm very, very happy that we made it through. And let's go find Fernando and let's ask him what he thinks of the season. Oh, and here is Fernando with his team. Let's see. All right. This is a vineyard of Cabernet Franc. Beautiful. We planted just a few years ago. Hey Fernando, good morning. How are you doing?
Camera.
Enjoying the good weather?
Oh yeah, it was 90 degrees yesterday. Now this.
I know. Actually, I just did a little introduction to our viewers, and I told them, I summarized the, last week I told them we're gonna give them an update.
Yeah.
We had a chance of frost. The forecast didn't call for it, and the weather changed. And anyway, and I basically shared that the outcome was very positive. We lost a few buds if you really tried to find one. Buenos dias. And so what's going on now?
Well, right now we are doing what we call this budding, and we're doing some already some shoot positioning and taking the double shoots off. Esa pepe, quitamos todo. We take all the shoots that grow from the older wood in the middle. We leave that clean, and take all the shoots coming from the trunk. Also, all this area stays clean, so we have only the 1-year-old wood growing.
And we take also some of like doubles like this one.
We take the doubles off.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the doubles are coming off right now.
And so cleaning this part is basically to avoid a lot of growth into this area, which will actually create a lot of congestion, but also we don't want any growth here. We want the growth to continue on this side of the vine and that side of the vine.
Like this one here, this is where we leave the spurs for next year pruning. It's already the positioning of this is only one, but this one is already the positioning for next year. So this will be a spur. This will be production next year. So
It looks like we have right now a very big crop coming.
yeah. So
Very-
we'll be able to select what we need once we have all the fruit and everything.
Look at this beautiful cluster already. This is what we call wings. When the cluster is fully grown, this is a wing with two little baby cluster almost look like. Yeah, interesting. Very, very nice. And so that's what's going on. All of this budding, and also I was thinking maybe we can go take a look at one of the young vineyard we planted.
Oh yeah.
We can pull some tubes out and show you what's going on.
The trail.
So, and here we are heading toward the young vines, and guess what? Look at this. Sky is blue, and it was all overcast. And how did it happen, Fernando?
Yeah, it's Virginia weather. Just change from one day to the other. And
Yeah.
right now it's just beautiful, probably about 78 degrees. And here we are walking through this is Chardonnay on our side here, which is, it's looking beautiful.
And these actually are the smudge pots that we set in place last Tuesday. We didn't end up using them because here was quite a few degrees warmer than a lower location. So in case it comes, great. If not, we will recycle it.
Exactly.
But here's the young vines. Okay.
We have about 4,700 new baby ones of Petit Verdot. And they are growing beautifully already.
Let's check one out.
Yeah, let's take the protection off here, and voila, that's what we got. It's just this beautiful little vine already growing. It's nice to see this already growing in a way that can already have its own photosynthesis, create its own nutrients already. We are in the at this stage. What I like to see is that many shoots growing, because that is how the vine controls its own vigor. That probably in the end this becomes predominant, but these other ones help so this one doesn't grow so big, because big tissues, what happens is that the cells in the cambium grow so fast and so large that in winter time what can happen is that with that all that moisture accumulated on the cells, and if we get down to single digits, that moisture freezes quickly, and that can damage the cambium, and that's how crown gall usually start. So for us it's important to keep the vigor down, and this is the way that we start.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
So this one we put on the ground in the third week of March, right?
Yep.
I think.
Yep.
So they're just around a month old already.
Yeah.
They take a few days, of course, to come to temperature before they really start pushing. They escaped that cold weather that we had few weeks ago. Actually, this vineyard went down to 20 degrees? 19, 20 degrees?
On the I think it was the
30th of March.
30th of March, 21
Yeah.
degrees up here. Yeah.
Instead here we have all the beautiful crop of Chardonnay.
Yeah.
And actually this vineyard was already starting when that cold came. There were some buds that they were starting just to show, peeking through, and actually here we can see some of these leaves.
Yeah, they were
that
forming in those days.
They were forming, They were just partially damaged even inside the bud. But the bud was resilient enough to actually protect the outer leaves, protected the shoots. Right here we have some beautiful clusters. Here is another leaf that was damaged a while back.
Yeah.
So far it's looking really, really good. It looks like what it is, we consider a fairly big crop. We see this big cluster of Chardonnay, and along with Nebbiolo is the first one to actually bud break, and So why don't we go check our Nebbiolo?
Oh yeah, that's a good
Our
idea.
beloved Nebbiolo, Fernando.
It's right here.
Yeah,
so,
let's put this
yeah.
protection back on the vine.
Here.
Very nice. Yeah, we go through here. We go through a little bit of Barbera right here, which is also now full bud break. And so here we go in Nebbiolo, and let's find some nice shoots. Actually, it's the variety that bud breaks first here on the estate. And here we see some of the vines that are some shoots that are already going through the first 2 wires. And here there are with the beautiful, 2 beautiful clusters. It's amazing to think that one thing this little will turn out to be up to a pound. A pound on each cluster.
Yeah.
And that's why we always bring the crop down to 5-6 clusters at the most.
Yeah.
And here, you know, a few buds. Perhaps they got damaged. You see here
during the
cold
20 degrees
weather.
Yeah.
This bud right there.
Yeah.
Never really developed under here. But looking at it, there is still what we consider a full crop for Nebbiolo. There will be vines where we still have to take clusters down. Some are going to have a little less.
Yeah.
And that's the price to make a great bottle of Nebbiolo here, but also in Italy where I'm from, is that threat of an early frost. You see here shoots there actually. This is very visible right there. You know, it's not developing. Actually, it's dried up. Yep. This one actually is no, they're both dried. Yeah, they fall off as you rub them. Yeah. But look at the rest. The other one are here. There is 1, 2, 3, 4 clusters. Not a big crop, but that's gonna be about on the Nebbiolo, Fernando, right there.
Right. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, and it's always neat to see that, you know, Nebbiolo
and the difference
never produces in the bottom,
right?
You know, internode.
Yeah.
Always to the 4th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th internode. That's when we start seeing.
Well, but what is for us puzzling even more, it's why this vine didn't lose a single shoot, and that one lost a few. They were probably not that far apart. That's a bit younger. Maybe by breaks a little earlier, but sometimes we see some big changes between one vine and the other. Yeah. And that also means that they all have their own character.
That's exactly right, because you know, they all have their own personality. That's the way we treat them. You know, from the pruning to all the process that we go through the season. We treat them as the beautiful living entities that they are. So they all have their own personality, and they grow and they produce the way they want to do it. So, and it's always a beautiful challenge to understand the meso and microclimate of the vineyards, and what grows better, what grows well. And this is a beautiful example how a beautiful wine from Piemonte, from where you're from, came to Virginia and is giving us these beautiful wines.
Well, and so this was the report, and let me turn the phone around, and thank you for watching.
Oh, yeah.
We're gonna go back to the winery, sit on the deck of the library and just have a sip of wine, and then proceed home and have a nice dinner. And tomorrow morning we're back in the vineyard.
Start again. Yeah.
There'll be some rain coming, but all our team is just non-stop. We'll keep doing what needs to be done, tying all the vines, and all that comes after that. So let's hope for a great harvest.
I hope so.
And
looking forward to
a great year.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for watching.
Thank you. Good night.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.